Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome dear students. I am Mr. علاء الدين, and in this lesson we will study multiplying and dividing in rational numbers and the properties of multiplication operation in Q. Remember multiplication sign rule. If the same sign positive multiplied by positive, the result will equal positive numbers, and the negative multiplying by negative will equal positive. If the different signs, positive multiplied by negative or negative multiplying by positive, will equal negative. And the same of division sign rule. If the same sign, the result will equal positive, and the different sign, positive divided negative or negative divided positive, the result will equal negative. Example number 1, find each of the following. 2 multiplied by 7 will equal 14. Number 2, negative 3 times negative 6. Negative times negative equal positive 18. 10 multiplied by negative 5 will equal negative 50. Negative 2 times 9 will equal negative 18. Negative 48 divided by 8 will equal negative 6. 49 divided by negative 7 will equal negative 7. Negative 36 divided negative 12. Negative divided negative equal positive. 36 divided by 12 equal 3. 0 divided negative 5, we know that 0 divided any number equal 0, and 0 over 0 is meaningless 5. Example number 2, find the result of each of the following in simplest form. Number 1, 3 over 6 times 2 over 5. When we multiplying two fractions, we multiply numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator. Then 3 multiplying by 2 and 6 multiplying by 5. 3 times 2 equals 6, and 6 times 5 equal 30. And the simplify of 6 over 30, the two numbers can divisible by number 6. 6 divided by 6 equal 1, and 30 divided by 6 equal 5. And we can check the answer with calculator. 3 over 6 times 2 over 5 by calculator will equal 1 over 5. Number 2, negative 3 over 4 times 2 over 9. Negative 3 multiplied by 2 and 4 multiplied by 9. Negative 3 times 2 equal negative 6. 4 times 9 will equal 36. Simplify of negative 6 over 36 will equal negative 1 over 6. And we can check our answer by calculator. The result will equal negative 1 over 6. Number 3, 1 over 2 times negative 2. The numerator of negative 2 is equal 1. Then 1 times negative 2 equal negative 2 over 2 times 1 equal 2. Negative 2 over 2 will equal negative 1. Number 4, negative 4 and 2 over 7 times negative 3 and 1 over 6. We can multiplying by the calculator. The result will equal 95 over 7. Number 5, negative 5 times 3 over 10 will equal negative 3 over 2. Negative 4 and a half times negative 5 over 9. By using calculator, the result will equal 5 over 2. The properties of multiplication. First, closure property. The product of any two rational numbers must belong to the rational number. Example 3, 2 over 3 it's belong to Q, and 1 over 5 also belong to Q, it's rational numbers. Then if we multiplying 2 over 3 times 1 over 5, the result will also belong to Q. 2 over 15 belongs to the set of the rational numbers. Number 2, commutative property. If we multiplying 1 over 4 times 3 over 5, it's the same. 3 over 5 times 1 over 4 will equal the same answer. 3 times 1 equals 3 over 5 times 4 equal 20. Number 3, associative property. If we have 3 numbers or more, if we multiplying first and second number, then the result multiplying by the third, it's the same if we multiplying second and third, and the result from this bracket multiplying by first equals the same answer, equal 21 over 200. Number 4, multiplicative natural element or identity element. Multiplicative identity element. The multiplicative element in Q is number 1, because any numbers times 1 equals the same numbers. Example, 2 over 3 times 1 equal 1 times 2 over 3 equal 2 over 3. Number 5, the multiplicative inverse of the rational numbers. In the multiplicative inverse, we change numerator with denominator. The example, 2 over 3, its multiplicative inverse will be equal 3 over 2. And negative 3 over 7, its multiplicative inverse will be negative 7 over 3. Any number times its multiplicative inverse, the result must be equal 1. Example, 5 over 6 times 6 over 5 equal 1, or it is the same 5 over 6 times 5 over 6. Remark, the 0 has no multiplicative inverse because we can't divide it in number by 0, or 0 can't write in denominator. The multiplicative inverse of the number 1 is equal 1, is 1, and the multiplicative inverse of negative 1 is also negative 1. Number 5, distribution, propertion, multiplication over addition and subtraction. 1 over 5 times 3 over 4 plus 1 over 5 times 1 over 4. Between these two fractions, we have multiplication sign, and this also two fractions we have multiplication sign. In these two fractions, we have 1 over 5, it's repeated fraction. We can take 1 over 5 and multiplying, then open bracket. We take from these two numbers 1 over 5. Then we will write 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4 inside bracket. The result will equal 1 over 5 times 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which equal 4 over 4 equal 1. Example 2, 1 over 5 times 3 over 4 minus 1 over 5 times 1 over 4. It's the same example, but we have in addition, and this example we have subtraction. We take the repeated fractions, which is 1 over 5, then multiply and open bracket, and we take 3 over 4 minus 1 over 4, and the result will equal 1 over 10. Example number 1 completes the following. 1. The multiplicative identity of the rational number is 1. Number 2. The multiplicative inverse of the number negative 4 over 9, we change the numerator with denominator, will equal negative 9 over 4. The multiplicative inverse of the number 3 and 1 over 2, first we convert these mixed numbers to fractions, will be equal 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6, 6 plus 1 equals 7, then will equal 7 over 2. 3 and a half will equal 7 over 2. The multiplicative inverse of 7 over 2 will equal 2 over 7. The multiplicative inverse of the number 1 is 1. The multiplicative inverse of negative 4 over 5 all power 0. First, the answer of this bracket will equal 1. Any numbers power 0 will equal 1. Then the multiplicative inverse of the number 1 will also equal 1. Number 6, the multiplicative inverse of the number 0.8, and above number 8 we have points, which means that the number 8 is repeating number. We can type it on the calculator, 0.8888 and so on. The answer will equal 8 over 9. The multiplicative inverse of 8 over 9 will equal 9 over 8. Number 7, the rational number which has no multiplicative inverse is 0. 0 has no multiplicative inverse because 0 can write in denominator. Number 8, the rational number x minus 3 over 2 has multiplicative inverse of x not equal what? This fraction have multiplicative inverse if x minus 3 not equal 0, because if x minus 3 equals 0, it can't write in denominator. Then x minus 3 must be not equal 0. Negative 3 will go to the other sides with positive sign. 0 plus 3, then x must be not equal 3. The rational number a plus 5 over 7 has multiplicative inverse of a not equal. It's the same example. we take a plus 5 must be a plus 5 not equal 0. Then a must be not equal positive 5 will go to the other side with negative. Then a must be not equal negative 5. Example number 2, use distribution property to find the value of each of the following. Number 1, 5 over 11 times 6 over 7 plus 5 over 11 plus 1 over 7. To answer distribution property, we make line between two fractions that have multiplication sign, 5 over 11 times 6 over 7 and 5 over 11 times 1 over 7. And we take the repeated fractions, which is 5 over 11, and write 5 over 11 only one time, then multiply, then open bracket, and they take the fractions 6 over 7 plus, because the sign between these two lines is plus, 1 over 7. The equal 5 over 11, 6 over 7 plus 1 over 7, which equal 7 over 7, which equal 1. Then 5 over 11 times 1 will equal 5 over 11. And we can check the answer by calculator by typing the equation will equal 5 over 11. Number 2, 5 over 7 times 2 over 3 plus 5 over 7 times 1 over 3 plus 5 over 7 times 6. We make lines between the fractions, have multiplication sign. Then we find the repeated fractions, which is 5 over 7. And type the repeated fraction only one times, then multiply and open bracket. And take the other fraction or other numbers. 2 over 3 plus, because the sign between these two lines is plus, 1 over 3 plus 6. Then the answer of the bracket will equal 7. Then 5 over 7 times all this bracket will equal 7. 5 over 7 times 7 will equal 5. And we can check our answer by calculator. Number 3, 9 over 17 times 21 minus 9 over 17 times 4. We make lines between the fractions and numbers have multiplication sign, and the repeated fraction is 9 over 17. Times 21 inside bracket, minus, because the sign between these two lines is negative or not minus, 21 minus 4. 21 minus 4 will equal 17, then equal 9 over 17 multiplied by 17 will equal 9, and we can check the answer by calculator. Number 4, 11 multiplied by 3 over 10 minus 3 over 10. If we make line between 11 and 3 over 10, and this fraction doesn't have multiplied by another number, then we can type 3 over 10 multiplying by number 1, because in the numbers times 1 equals the same numbers. Then we make lines between the numbers that have multiplication sign, and the repeated numbers is 3 over 10. We type 3 over 10 only one times, multiply and open bracket, then we take the other numbers, 11 minus 1. 11 minus 1 will equal 10, then the answer will equal 3 over 10 times 10 will equal 3. And we can check the answer by calculator. Find the value of each of the following in simplest form. Negative 2 over 3 divided 5 over 3. The division, it is the same of multiplication, but we write the first fraction and convert division to multiplication and find the multiplicative inverse of the second fraction. Multiplicative inverse of 5 over 3 will equal 3 over 5. Then multiplying numerator together and denominator. Negative 2 multiplying by 3 will equal negative 6, and 3 multiplying by 5 will equal 15. Negative 6 over 15, it is simplified. The two numbers, it's divisible by number 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 will equal negative 2, and 15 divided by 3 will equal 5. And we can check the answer by typing negative 2 over 3 divided 5 over 3 on the calculator. The result will equal negative 2 over 5. Number 2, 3 over 7 divided negative 8. First we type the first fraction, and the division will convert it to multiplication, and the multiplicative inverse of negative 8 will be equal negative 1 over 8, because the denominator of negative 8 is 1. Then 3 over 7 times negative 1 over 8 equal 3 times negative 8, negative 1 equal negative 3, and 7 times 8 equal 56, and we can check the answer by calculator. Number 3, 2 and 1 over 5 divided 5 and 1 over 2. The result will equal 2 over 5 by using calculator. The result equal 2 over 5. Number 4, 0.2 divided by 1 over 5. Use your calculator. The result will equal 1. Number 5, 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7 divided 10 over 7. 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7 will equal 5 over 7. And the divided will be multiplication sign. And the 10 over 7 will equal 7 over 10. Then multiply 5 by 7 will equal 35. And 7 times 10 will equal 70. And simplest form of 35 over 70 will equal 1 over 2. And you can check your answer by calculator. Number 6, 2 and 1 over 3 divided negative 7 over 3. First, we convert these mixed fractions to fraction. 3 times 2 equals 6, 6 plus 1 equals 7, and the denominator over 3 divided will be times, and the negative 7 over 3 will be negative 3 over 7. 7 times negative 3 equals negative 21, and 3 times 7 equal 21. And simplest form of negative 21 over 21 will equal negative 1. And you can check your answer by calculator. Example number 4, if x equal negative 1 over 3, y equals 3 over 4, and z equal negative 3. Find numerical value of each of the following. First, x over y, and second, x times y over z. X over y is the same, x is divided by y. X equal negative 1 over 3 divided y equals 3 over 4, which equal negative 1 over 3, it's the same, divided will be multiplied, and this 3 over 4 will equal 4 over 3. We take the multiplicative inverse. Negative 1 times 4 will equal negative 4, and 3 times 3 will equal 9. Number 2, x, y over z. Between x and y we have multiplication sign. Then we add x and y inside bracket, and between them multiplication, divided z. Then open bracket, x it's equal negative 1 over 3, y equals 3 over 4, and between these two fractions we have multiplication sign, divided z equal negative 3 inside bracket. And the result, negative 1 times 3 will equal negative 3, and 3 times 4 equal 12, divided negative 3. And we convert the division with multiplication will be equal negative 3 over 12, divided will be times negative 3, it's multiplicative inverse, negative 1 over 3, because the denominator of negative 3 equal 1. Negative 3, negative times negative of course equal positive, 3 times 1 equals 3, and the 12 times 3 equal 36, and the simplest form over 3 over 36 equal 1 over 12. And you can check the answer by calculator. Type this brackets negative 1 over 3 times 3 over 4 divided negative 3. And the homework of this lesson, the booklet, page number 19. And thank you. Goodbye.